Video game journalists are always looking to attack gamers. They find the smallest stories possible and then blow it out of proportion and run with it in order to actually get a little bit of attention because their outlets are dying and they're trying to keep them afloat. And now we have this story that says it's a battle you won't win. Valve's advice for developers facing toxic abuse on Steam forums is pretty bleak. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, over the past couple of years, gamers have definitely become much more vocal. They are voicing what they love about video games and what they hate about video games. We are not afraid to criticize companies that are releasing mediocre products, that are bait and switching, or that are generally just doing the least amount they possibly can, putting the least amount of time and effort into a product. Look at what's going on with Ubisoft right now in Assassin's Creed Shadows. We have heavily criticized that game because there's so many problems with it, so many historical inaccuracies, so many bugs and glitches at launch, so many historians they allegedly worked with who were happy there was controversy surrounding the game so that they'd end up making more money. We are talking about problems after problems, and that's not even considering microtransactions companies. Oh, actually, yes, like Assassin's Creed Shadows, where you can buy a map unlock for $10, and there's plenty of pay to win in this industry. So problems after problems, and gamers are being more vocal, and that means, according to these journos, we are being more toxic than ever. And now, apparently, the creator of Coquette Dragoon has shared Valve's official advice for developers dealing with toxic players on Steam forums, and with lines like, "It's a battle you won't win," it's pretty bleak. Now, I say this all the time. Voice things in a respectful way, right? Voice what you do not like about a video game on a Steam forum or on X, but don't go and threaten people, right? Because then you are just as bad as these people want to paint you to be. They will always find any way to paint gamers as terrible people, and that's why I am very careful about what I say, because I don't want to be what these people are claiming gamers are, which are toxic ists and phobes, even though I've been labeled that 1,000 times over. But when it comes to this game, Coquette Dragoon, I had never heard of it. So I was thinking to myself, wow, this developer must have received a lot of backlash. Why else would they reach out to Valve unless they were receiving a lot of really terrible comments, and they just felt really sad about the state of their product and how, oh, their community members are, being drowned out by toxicity, whatever, right? There has to be something here. There's not. They have their official community page right here, the official discussions tab, and there is one single topic. Okay, that's very bizarre. So then I said to myself, because I've never heard of this before, let's go and see what this is all about. It says it's the first volume, a girl's love slice of life visual novel set amidst the bloodiest war ever fought in space. Okay, I like being called a girl, but hate being called a woman. That's kind of weird in my opinion. Okay. Dogs will sometimes wet themselves if they get too excited. I'm in danger. He. Okay. I have brain damage. Zio smiled. Yeah, we can tell. What happened to you? What did you get so cute? Okay, so maybe this just isn't a product for me. This might be a product for somebody, though. But why did the developers specifically reach out to Valve? But second of all, why is it that TheGamer just magically decided to pick up on this story from a group, or maybe just an individual who is pretty unknown? It seems very intentional that they intentionally picked up on this story to put up an article that attacks gamers, of course. It says, while I'm a true believer in the healing power of video games and their ability to bring players together for incredible experiences, it's a simple fact of life that the hobby can be very toxic at times. Nowadays, all it takes is one look at whatever major AAA game is releasing next and the exaggerated controversy it has attached to it to see what I mean. Yes, of course. It's never that gamers actually are voicing their opinions on a game and that that game genuinely deserves to be criticized. Oh, it's always an exaggerated controversy that you guys are just blowing this out of proportion because you just need something to be mad at. It is an absurd angle that they constantly try to grasp at. Gaming is sadly toxic all over right now, but undoubtedly one of the worst places for it is the Steam forums, where anyone with an account can say basically whatever they want without much fear of retribution or being moderated. While Valve does have things in place for toxic players, its official advice for developers facing abuse is a little telling of how bad things can get. It was a pretty simple statement. It says right here over on Blue Sky, I still think that Blue Sky is pretty stupid, but reach out to us via email or through our partner support channel. We can give you more information along with adding extra moderators to help you address abuse and keep an eye on your discussion hub. Don't try to censor players or get into public arguments. It's a battle you won't win. We've never seen this work in stopping negative feedback, and it's more than likely to create new outrage. Check out the moderation tool section above for information. Don't let someone on your team become a target. If you are communicating in your discussions, consider doing so with a pseudonym or from an anonymous developer account. Take a break. Seeing so much negativity all at once can be overwhelming and confusing, and it will return to normal. This does not read to me at all whatsoever as some like public Steam official statement. It just seems like it was written by someone who wants to, of course, say, oh, we're on your side and it's so sad you've become a victim of harassment and hatred and the bigots have targeted you over the months. It just doesn't read as like an official statement, at least to me. But they just say that it is a screenshot of the official documentation from Valve regarding developers facing abuse on Steam forums. I could not find this anywhere. I don't know where this exists, and nobody is saying where it is. You'd think that TheGamer would at least link it so that everybody could see it, though I can't find it. So to me, it's an instant red flag. If this is a real Valve statement, it's not like it would really surprise me, but it does just seem a little bit bizarre, in my opinion, a little bit oddly worded. And I wanted to quickly see what the general response in this person's thread actually was and how maybe their audience or other visual novel developers were responding, and they say that we are toxic for criticizing, yet they are just sitting here trashing gamers and also this platform. Crazy how a culture of tolerating horrible people out of fear that they'll stop spending money has harbored progressively worse people. The Steam forums being filled with man children is an understatement. There's barely any critical thinking there. They want to mock those who point it out, but all you gotta do is wait until Pride Month events. Devs will eventually stop celebrating it due to the toxicity, which is what they want. I figured the official documentation would warn you that things can get a bit intense on the forums, but this is downright nightmarish. At least they're being honest about it. Yes, some of our customers are complete fuckwits who will brigade you, but this too shall pass. So we're not talking about people who are even being respectful to other gamers or their audience, because some of these are visual novel developers. They're just straight up saying gamers are toxic and fuckwits and terrible people. So you're definitely not going to get my money. And well, I just don't necessarily think that this is the way that companies or individuals who want to sell a product should really be talking to their customers. So it is what it is. At the end of the day, they can say whatever they want on their social media platforms, and they, of course, can create all these games like Coquette Dragoon as much as they want, but this is the type of behavior that gamers have also been criticizing over the years, and they're mad that gamers are calling them out on their BS. So it is what it is. I'll be keeping my eye on the situation, but it seems that this visual novel developer was really worried about the response to their social media presence and also the product they created. So they ran to TheGamer to actually tell them of this guideline, even though, again, there's no proof of it actually existing. And the gamer just decided, you know what, it's another way to write an anti-gamer hit piece today. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.